Okay, so welcome everyone. Hi Sachin,
Hi,
how are
Pastor.
you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Good to see you. So
Yeah, good to see you too.
good, good. I'm just begun to share my screen now. And those of you who can, please go ahead and put in the chat box the any stocks that you are trading that we could take and begin to do the analysis one by one. I thought we could do it live, step by step, so you can see how I take a stock fresh and I go through the process of evaluating it. Okay, and then anytime you have questions, please put the questions in the chat box. But of course, even if you don't put it in the chat box and you want to ask it audibly, that's also fine. But I think some of you may prefer to put it in the chat box. Either way, it's fine. Okay, so let's see. I have the first one that's been shared here by Ajish is VEDL. So I'll begin with that. All right. Yeah, let me just move this down. So I just made a new list here, and I will begin by that. Let's see. VEDL. So you see what I'm doing there. This is my trading view charting software. And so I made a new, so you can make several lists. So I just made a new list. And then I pressed this plus sign to add symbols. And that was VEDL, I believe. All right, Vedanta, and press this plus sign, and that adds it to the list. Okay, so here is VDEL. All right, as soon as my internet speeds up, here we go. All right, so there are several things that I'm looking for, and I'm right now I'm working with the daily chart. Okay, right now I'm looking at the daily chart, and so several things. As soon as I look at this and I zoom it out, I look at this. I'm looking for several patterns. Okay, several patterns I'm looking for. One, I'm trying to see if there's a channel pattern. That means the prices move in a particular channel that I can follow. All right. And we need at least 3 places where the prices would touch if it's a channel pattern. And then let's see if this might be a channel pattern. And then another one is a triangle pattern. That also may be possible here, but let me begin with the channel pattern. So I go to the left column here. By the way, if anyone is unsure about this, it's trading view, and I will share with you the link for that. And here it is. So we can begin with the trend line and see if that works. All right, so we click here and we make a line, right? And we wanted to be able to have 3 touches at least. Let's see if this will work. Okay, these are 3 places, but then one is gone above that. Look at that. That's so I'm just trying it and seeing which one will work. All right, here we are. Again, I click again to do the bottom here for a trend line. All right, so I'm looking for at least 3 touches. All right. Okay, so what is happening here is that the prices are moving. Okay, so as you see the prices gone up right here. This is April 2021. The prices kept moving up during this time. Day by day, it kept moving up. And then it came to this point right here, and there seems to be resistance, and it would not allow that to go any further up. Okay, so then it begins to move down. There it is. And then it comes here, and it doesn't go any further down. So what we say is up here on top, there's a resistance. Up here down here on the bottom, there's a support. Again, it tried to go up, didn't go very high, just kind of went a little bit, came back down. But even when it went down, look at that. It found support there. two times right there. It would not go further down. It would not allow it to go further down, and the price started moving up. Let me get rid of some of these indicators. Okay, so yeah, so the price began to move up. Okay, and then it came up here, found resistance, moved back down, found support. Look at that, it's swinging up and then trying to come back down again. Again, there is support, and then it moves up. Now, this time it pushes beyond a little bit, but not very far. Look at that. You know, it's one particular day. This is one candle, means one day. If anybody's, you know, those of you who are brand new, like John, you know, you may not be getting this fully, but that's fine. We'll, you know, I will take you through these step by step, some of the basics. And, but you'll see this green bullish candle, nice move up. Look at that. The day opened at about the price of 344.90, and the day closed at 372.45. Nice big move, right? That day. And see, there's a tool here for which you can measure the price range here. See, from the start to the end of the day. Look at that. That's about 8% in one day. That's about 8% in one day. Huge move up. But look what happened the next 2 days. Okay, the prices got pushed down, went down again, all the way straight down. Every day it was bearish, 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 except one day. And then found support, moving up again. And then see here also, it tried to push down, it wouldn't do it, move back up, see, up and down. But although it is up and down, you see what is happening. There is a upward trend. See, the resistance level is higher each time. Look at that, higher resistance, higher resistance, higher resistance. Each time it is hitting a higher resistance, okay? And it is not allowing it to go any further. So what I would do with a stock like this, I would open this and I would look for patterns. And this is the first pattern I noticed. Okay, next thing is the moving averages. See that red and the blue lines, okay? I'm looking for the moving averages. So it's the 60 and the, what I'll do is I'll remove these and then I'll add them again so that I can show how it is done, okay? So these are two moving averages, the 60 and the 20-day moving average. So moving average is the last 60 days of prices averaged out and the last 20 days averaged out. So what I will do here, I will come to this part right here and I would look for moving average. And I'll do two of those. All right. Okay. So one of those, I'll do it. What I will do is I'll change the settings. So this one, I will make it blue, and the input, I'll make it 20. It's a 20-day moving average. All right, here we are. So that one is blue. And the next one, I'm going to change it. Instead of the 9, I'm going to change it to the 60-day moving average. All right. And I'm going to make that red. All right. You can make it any color you want. It's all up to you. It's your choice. Okay. Here it is. So the red line indicates the 60-day moving average and the blue line indicates the 20-day moving average. 60-day, all right, is about 3 months of trading. How is that? Well, there's approximately 20 days of trading in each month. 2, 4, 6, that's 60 days, 3 months. The 20-day moving average is a 1-month moving average, okay? So it's just a 60, 3-month and a 1-month comparison. Now, one of the things that I do is I also look at a 9-day moving average, but that's, you know, and I will show that I put a black line there. That's just for the 9-day. I only use that for my day trading because day trading, I want to get a bit more accuracy for day trading. And but for swing trading, I'm just using these right there, the 60. And so I look at this chart and I say, okay, what am I looking at? So this one, the 60-day moving average and the 20-day moving average. The 20 is above the 60, which means that it is on a general upward trend. Second thing, I've already drawn this channel pattern. And so we saw this price swinging up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then up again and down. Now, what are we expecting to happen here? Well, we never know. It could go only up to this high or, to a certain level and come back down, or it could go straight up. So if I were to take a trade like on this one, what I would do is I would estimate and put a target at around 385.85 right there. See, 385.90, 385, somewhere around that price, I would put a target. And then as I'm entering here, I would put the stop loss right below this support line. See, this is the support line, and the chances of it going below the support line is very rare. So I would put it right below that. So I might put it at 307.55 or just 307. Okay, I might put it at 307 would be my stop loss, and then my target would be way up here at 380. How long will it take to get there? We have no idea. It could take a week or two or a month. Okay, most probably a week or two. Now, will it go that high or will it turn down? We never know. But this is what we call a high probability trade. Okay, so the probability is higher that it will continue to swing up. Okay, because see here, we see that, but there are opportunities for it to swing back down and find support earlier. Okay, but we don't know that. We don't know that. So, all right. So this is the analysis that I would do on this one. So first, I'm looking at moving average. Second, I'm looking at this channel pattern. These are two things. And then one more thing I would look for is the candlesticks. Okay, like for example, this particular candlestick, okay, I would not enter tomorrow on this particular candlestick because, see, this is basically the opposite of what is called a hammer. It's like a shooting star. Okay, meaning the prices, the higher prices are rejected, and then it closed lower. Okay, so I would not enter tomorrow. I would wait for the tomorrow's candle and see what kind of a candle that I find there, and to see if it is beneficial. All right. So I'm going to give you just a chance for questions. Anyone would like to ask a question about this particular one? If not, I can go on further to other stocks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got into this trade a few months back, I think October.
Yeah.
And I got in and I was stuck for about a month and more because
October.
I got in at 384. Yeah. I got in at 384. And that was, I think, the all-time high. So I thought it'll go even more higher, but it kept on going down, down, down.
Yeah. Oh, right here. Oh, you got it here. Oh my. And then you went down.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's the thing. That's why these patterns are so nice.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Because when you see these patterns and you see it up there, can it continue going up? Yes, it can. But the probability is less. That's all. And and then will it go below this? It can, but the probability is less. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So what I really recommend, Ajish, for all of us is like on Friday night or Saturday, Friday night and Saturday, take like 1 hour and go through all of the stocks on your watch list. So are you still in that trade or did you get out?
I got out. I put a stop loss at last week. So from 384, it came down to, I think, 360 or something, and I got out. Okay. Otherwise, it was going way down to minus 15%. I got, I think, minus 7 or 8, I got out.
Okay. So we call that market tuition.
Yeah.
We're paying tuition to the market to learn, right?
Yep.
So I have.
And I'm glad.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I'm glad I got out at -8 or -7 because again it's going down and then it's going sideways. So
Yeah.
if I didn't get it out that time, it would have been stuck capital.
Right. So what you could do is, you could draw these lines and leave it in your watch list and keep watching it, and wait until see how far it goes up, and then see how far it comes down. All right. And if it seems to keep this pattern after it comes down, then after it bounces, like on this, see this green candle? See, after it bounces, then you can get in. Yeah. So what I would do is you could enter here. Let's see how much, what would you make if you entered like in a couple of days? See, you're still looking at about 10%. So if, like tomorrow, I would not enter. Then I would see what kind of candle is created tomorrow. So if tomorrow's candle looks good, I would enter right there. And let's say you entered like around here. Look at that, still about 10%. And you can put a stop loss right there. Or if you find a good place where you feel like, okay, I'll take those profits, 5%, 6%, you can also get out there. So let me just show you my my watch list. See, I've got about 50 on my watch list. And so what I do is I've got, see the green and the red colors there. Well, now the colors, of course, that's, it's a paid version. That's why I get to do numerous different colors. The free version, you only get one color, but that's fine. You can still make a list. And so what I do is I go through each one and I check. First, I'm just looking for the moving average. Look at that. See, the 20 is below the 60. So I'm not even going to bother with it right now. So I didn't put any flag, the color flag. So I go to the next one, Canara Bank. Okay. So this one, the 20-day is above the 60. Now it's going further down, but it is above the 60. So I put a green flag there. And then all these others, they're all below. Look at that. They're all, the 20-day is below the 60. So I'm not even looking at those. Look at that. All I do is I go through and see where is the moving average. Okay, it's not looking good. No, I'm not even going there. Moving average isn't good. I'm not going there. I just skip all of these. These are good companies, but not for a trade right now. Look at that. See? So I'm not looking at any of these. Now here, this one. See, India Bulls. Okay. So this one, see, the 20-day moving average is above the 60. So that I put a green flag there. All right. And then what I do is I put a red flag wherever I feel like, okay, this is something that looks very interesting. Like here it is, SBIN. Okay. So this is something that I had done that, but that was when it was right here. SBIN, it was right here. That's when I put that there. So now I will even remove that completely. I don't need that. I don't need that there. And I will remove this as well, just to show you some of the things that I do. All right. So then the next one is Tata Power. Okay. So there also, these are support and resistance lines. So first I look at the moving averages. It was looking good, so I entered. But now, of course, we had several bearish days, really bad, so it made it turn down. So right now, I'm just waiting. This is something that is worth entering because I see the swing. Look at that. Swing up, swing down, and then swing up. So actually, this is a trade that I'm in right now. It's a trade that I'm in right now. And I'm looking for a profit of about, 7 to 8%. See? So I've already got my target set at like 299, 230, 230. The target that I have set is for 230. And then my stop loss is just below, like 205 or something like that. That's where my stop loss is. So the chances of it going further below the stop loss is very less. And so I'm safe. So this is one that I have entered already. TCS is something that that was looking good, where the 20-day moving average was higher. But then look at that. Look what happened just the last 1 week. It really went weird. It was a bad time. The whole month was pretty weird. But look what's happening with TCS, though. Look at this channel pattern. Look at that nice swing up and down. So what I'm looking for is this. I want to see how far this will go up. I don't know. See, look at this. I found, see, the resistance was getting lower and lower. So I want to see if that resistance level is getting lower now or not. That's something else I'm looking at. Okay, good. So that's what I do. I go through and my whole list, I just go through them and I look at them one by one. And first thing, the only thing I'm looking for, how is the moving averages? Not good, not good. Look at that. The blue is below the red. The 20 is below the 60. Not good. I'm not looking there. JSW Energy, see that? The 20 is below the 60. I'm not going there. But here, SJVN, all right, the 20 was above the 60, except for these last few days, it turned weird on me. And I was in a trade, it had gone down. Now I'm back in the positive. So I'm looking to exit at around 29.15. That's where I'm planning to exit, around 29 from SJVN. All right, NHPC, look at that. All right, I put it in there because the 20 was above the 60. Okay, let's go back to the other list. Anyone have questions? Please go ahead and ask. And or you can put it in the, yeah, BPCL, I have that. Ambuja, chemicals, let me see if I can add that and see if I have that. Ambuja cements, not chemicals, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, here it is. So I've added Ambuja. Let's see if I have that on my list already. Yeah, it is on my list already. Okay. No, it is not on my list. No, it is not. Okay. So the moving average lines, once you set it, it will always be there. So here you can see that the 20-day moving average is below the 60. So I would not take a trade on this one. I would not be really interested in this one. But let's see what if we see any kind of a pattern here. Okay. Now, there was a channel pattern for a while, but it broke out of that range. And now it's a support and resistance, plain up and down support and resistance. So what I will do is I would go here and I would take the horizontal line and I would go to these places where I find that there's a resistance, at least 2 or 3 places, like right here. This is several resistance right there. Okay, let me change that red to the black. Again, the red I use for my day trades. That's right. All right. Okay, and so these are places where I find that there is resistance and support. Okay. All right, here it is. So I would go here and see there's 2 places that I find this one. I'll put a line there. And how about here? That's another place where I see at least 2 or 3. Okay. All right. Then, yeah. Okay. So what I'm looking for is, see this? Now it's moving up. So will I enter a trade looking for this move from this support to this resistance? Well, you could, but I'm not going to take a chance. What I will do is I'll just keep it there and not go with it because of the moving averages. I'll wait until, so I'll keep this on my list and keep watching until the moving average is favorable the way that I like it. Okay. Now that doesn't mean this is not going to move up. It will move up. That's how the moving average, but it may have more sideways movement before it gets up there. That's the only thing. It's more unpredictable. But when the 20-day is above the 60-day, look what's happening. Very predictable. Look at that. So if you were to enter looking only at the moving average, let's say you entered at this point right there. Yeah, right there. If you entered there and you exited as soon as it went crossed below the 20-day moving average, right there, see? And you took that extra loss. Look at that. Even then, that's 59% profit. Even if you only use that one strategy, that's 59% profit between March to November. Okay, that's April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. All right. So 8 months, 59% or about 60% right there. Look at that. Okay. So I do look at the moving averages first. And then, of course, I see support and resistance. And now what about this candle? Is it a favorable candle? Okay, not bad. But it still has a wick on top. That means the prices were rejected, but some of it could be because of the end of the day profit taking. That could be the reason. Yeah, and the only way to know that is to look at the 1 hour and the 30-minute candles. You can actually see what happened, right at the close. Look at that. Okay, see, it was at this level. Let's go back to the daily. And we're looking at this move down here, this last one. Okay. So when we go to the hourly chart, all right. So here it was. See, it was at this level all the whole day. Look at that. It was sideways the whole day. It was sideways. It was hardly moving at all. Okay. Then it went back down and then closed here. So this difference between this level and this, that's the wick that you see. The difference between here and here, that's the wick because you close lower. Okay. All right. So that's Ambuja cement. Okay. Any questions on this particular one? If anyone has questions, you can ask and we can talk about that.
Mr. Alexi, those three green candles, don't they indicate that the next day the price could go up?
Yeah, it does indicate that. It definitely does. And you could enter a trade and expect to make about 2, 3, about 3 to 4%. You could do that. Okay. But what I'm doing is I'm looking for the ones that the moving average is also looking good because the probability becomes higher. That's the only reason. So I could avoid this kind of sideways moves. And so that's a reason. So will it go up? It can. It definitely can. And but the probability is stronger when the 20-day moving average is above the 60. So yes, it can go up between the support and resistance level. Yeah. Okay. Some people, they only look at the support and resistance. They won't even look at the moving averages at all. That's your choice. As you trade, each person has their own style of trading and style of analysis, and by doing it. Yeah. Good question. Anyone else? Let's take the chat box. And yeah, BOMD. Oh, Bombay Dying. BOMDYENG. Let's take that. All right. So press the plus, add that. Here we are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out and see what it looks like. See, the moving average looks good, okay? But it had been going sideways all this time. Look at that. It's been a lot of sideways move, and it moved back down. And the moving average is still low. I didn't look at it properly. Yeah, it is still below the 60, okay? So that's not something that I would trade right now. I would wait, but now, do I see any pattern here? Okay, nothing. I don't see any other patterns like a channel pattern, triangle pattern. I don't see anything like that here. This right here is just a straight support and resistance. So I would begin drawing a few support and resistance lines. I take this horizontal line, okay, and I'll begin drawing these lines right here. Here's another one. Okay, you can see at least 2 places and more. And if you go further back in the history, you'll see, look at that. See, that same spot gets rejected. See, that was a resistance. And you'll see that that same line becomes a support right here. So this is something that is that each stock at different price ranges, it seems to have certain characteristics. So what I do is I go through and I just go ahead and draw several of these support and resistance lines, especially the more obvious ones like these. Look at this. Look at this one. See, once, twice, 3 times. All right. This is also another time that it was rejected, and this was this was a resistance level before. This is resistance. Once it crossed above, that line becomes a support. Okay. So yeah, although I would not really trade this until the moving averages look good, and I'm looking at this right here and I'm thinking, okay, now this is already up here. So what's going to happen? Most probably it will get bounced down again. And most probably it'll go further down like this. That's the possibility here. So this is not something that I would enter right now. Now, are there prices above? Are there ranges above? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the weekly chart and look. Already you can see in the weekly chart, you can see there are prices where levels where it had found support and resistance further up. So I would draw all of those as well, or some of those as well. Look at that. So I know, even if the price goes up, I know where it could find some resistance. See, there's something right there. And then, okay, let's see. Yeah, I'll drag this further up. Here it is. Okay, now I don't know if this is the all-time high or not. The way I would do that is I would look at the monthly chart, and then I will draw. Yeah, I would try to pull it out as far as I can and see. I think that's it. Yeah, so that is the all-time high right there. This one here. So I will give it that name. I already have it saved here, ATH, all-time high, just as an indication for myself. Here it is. Okay. So, but that's we don't know when it's going to go that high, but it could burst through this and go up, but we don't know yet. So I wouldn't enter here. Now, when would I enter? Well, I would keep watching this. If this is on my list, I will keep watching this. And let's say it breaks above this. I would wait for that to retrace and come back. So what would happen is, if there's a movement up, there's usually a retracement. It will come back down, and this line would become a support and move up. Once it bounces, then I would enter the trade. All right. And of course, by that time, the moving average also would be in the direction that I want. Okay. So that's Bombay.
So, Pastor Alexi, this one, like the previous one,
Yes.
when I see these 3 green
Yeah.
candles, some of these are the ones that I end up buying. Like even today, the whole day, I was not able to even log into the kite. I only logged in after 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then in a frenzy, I just bought, this,
Okay.
the one that I showed you previously. I forgot which one was it.
Okay.
Ambuja cement. Yes,
Ambuja
I
cement.
think I bought some of that too.
Yeah.
So when I see those 3 lines, I just go for it.
Right.
3
Instead,
green ones.
yeah, the 3 green candles. But instead, get into the habit of doing this, drawing the lines, and it remains there. If you're using TradingView, it remains there. Have you started using TradingView yet? Savita, have you started using TradingView yet?
I had signed up for the free 1 month thing, but I've never gotten back to it.
Okay.
I'll check it out, Pastor.
Yeah. So that's something that I would recommend, because once you, so I use the TradingView as my primary charting software. And the reason I do that is because it allows me to save all of this and all of the lines that I draw. So since I save these lines, it always remains there for me, and I don't have to go back and try to reinvent the wheel. All the lines are already drawn. Any of you who haven't used TradingView yet, let's see if I can. No, I haven't. 1 minute. I'll put a link there. It's a free account, but if you use my link, I get some benefit out of it. I won't get rich off of it. I won't be the next Ambani or anything. But all right, there is a link, and if you could use my link, even if you're using the but I hope I don't become the Anil Ambani. I wouldn't mind being the Mukesh Ambani. I definitely don't want to be the Anil Ambani. Poor guy, it's sad. Okay, so next one, Bombay Dyeing. Next one is Tex Infra. All right, let's go back to the, let's add that to the list. TEXINFR. Is this the one? Tex Maco Infra. Okay. All right, let's look at that. Okay, so again here, the 20-day moving average is below the 60, so I would not be ready to enter a trade on this one. But all right, I'm looking for patterns. Okay, I'm looking for patterns, and already what I see is a channel pattern moving down. This is what I see here. When I look at this, I see kind of a channel pattern moving down. So let's see how I would draw this. So I go to the drawing tool and I take the trend line, and let's try right here. And then of course I can readjust it. Yeah, something like that. And of course, we have the flexibility of moving around and adjusting it a little bit. And then on the bottom, again, I take the trend line. Let's see where I can get at least 3 touches. Something like that, maybe? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's try. Now, these are just arbitrary, okay? Please note, these are not like hard and fast rules, but these are arbitrary and they are concepts. But you will notice that, see, this trend line during this entire time, it kind of keeps that level. See that? It keeps that level. So what I would be looking for this trade would be, I would look for this to break out of this trend line. That's what I want to see. I want to see a breakout from this trend line. But then I would also look for the moving averages to be in my favor. Okay, and again, the candle, this right here is more of an indecision candle. In other words, the price could go up or down. All right. So of course, the chances are that it will go up because it is between this support and resistance. It could go up. That's the chance, but you have to wait and see. Because see, there are several places where it didn't go all the way up to that resistance line. See, it found resistance even earlier. But then it's entirely on a downtrend. So you don't really want to get into a stock that is on a downtrend. But when you see a pattern and you see a breakout from the pattern, see, this pattern has been going on from March 2021, February 2021. Look at that. All right. So this year, February onwards, this has been on a downtrend, but it has been on this channel pattern. So that's about what? 10 months. Okay. This is a 10-month streak, 10-month pattern. So once it breaks out of this pattern, that's something I really would want to enter. But I would look for several things. Once it goes above this, I would look for the moving average. And also I would look to see, is it going to break out and then retrace and bounce? I would wait for the retracement and then bounce. Because if you don't wait for the retracement, what could happen is like this. See this? It got pushed up and then it went down and it just kept playing around here. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want to enter there thinking, oh, okay, so it's breaking out, but then it will go down and then you'll get stuck. What you want to do is you want to wait until it goes up, retraces back down, and then bounces back up again. Okay.
Pastor Lexi,
Yes.
when it retraces and comes down,
Yeah.
and then if it bounces up again, at what point do you buy it?
I buy it at the next candle. Let's say it goes up, right? And then when it retraces, you'll have a red candle coming down. Okay. And then I will see another candle going up. That's the bounce, right? Going up.
Which is
Once
like
I
the third day. It'll be 3 days.
well, we don't know exactly. It could be 3 days or it could be a week. Because sometimes, that can happen within several days. See, it could go up 2 days, it goes up, and then 1 or 2 days it comes down, and then it goes up. See, once it bounces back up, I'll wait for the next day. Then I'll go in. Yeah.
Okay, is there a particular time for it, as in um, the the time the market's open and it's retraced and it's gone back up? So as soon as you log in, would you buy it if it's green,
Yeah, the next
if it's gone
day,
up again?
no, the color doesn't
Yeah.
matter. The next day, if it still continues on an uptrend, you could get in. Yeah. Or what some people will do, and I've been doing this more often, I would wait for the end of the day if I can, because usually by the end of the day, by after around 3 to 3:30, there's usually a big sell-off, profit taking, and the price will go down. So it would have moved up a certain amount, and then at the end of the day, it would go down a little bit. And that's where you get the wick of the candle. And then if I buy at the end of the day, sometimes on a good pattern, okay, not just buying anything at the end of the day. If it's a good pattern, if it's the trade that I'm really looking for, if I buy it at the end of the day, it's like getting something at a discount.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So this is the whole idea of, making your plan and trading the plan. That's what it is, making the plan and trading the plan. And you say, okay, I'm looking for the moving averages. I'm looking for the channel patterns, support and resistance. I'm also looking for the triangle patterns, and we'll look at some of those as well. All right. Any other questions on this text infra? Anyone else? Okay, then we could go to the next one. Let's see, what else is on the list? Obedine text infra, ELGIE. I think it is on my list. Let me see. Maybe not. Let's see if it is. Well, I did put it in there, I think, but no, it really wasn't. Okay. I have not been using it, but I think I might have looked at it because somebody asked me a question about it, and I made a couple of lines there.
I did earlier.
Maybe it was you. Yes, okay. Yeah. All right, so oh my.
I find this very funny and challenging, this stock.
Tell me.
Because the way it rose up, and I kept looking at it and it kept rising. Then when I want to buy, it goes down.
Yeah. So that's called you're chasing it. You're chasing it. What you want to do is, you want to be like that lion who lies in wait. There might be a whole bunch of deer or whatever other prey, and it just lies in wait very quietly. It will not make any movement. Only when it finds the weakest and the slowest and the youngest one, it sets its eyes on that, and it will not go after anything else. It would run after that one, and he may even pass up a few others, but he runs after this one because he knows that one is the weakest one. He figures it out and he runs after it. But all that time, he may sit there for a long time, very quietly. All right, so this is what I would do with this. Let me look at the monthly and see if we see any other resistance levels further up. Let's see. You've got to give it a chance. Let's see, this might be 1999. Okay, so this has already reached its all-time high. Wow. All right, so let's go back to the daily chart. All right, here we are. So this is its all-time high. So these are not easy to trade because, so I would just take this, put the horizontal line right up here. This is the highest it has gone so far. All-time high. There it is. So I know that's the highest so far. So, and we find that here, there's a point here that could be a level of resistance somewhere around here, or support. Resistance and support right there. So to trade something like this, see, now this candle, it rejected the higher prices. What happened? I don't know. Maybe at the end of the day, there was a sell-off, okay? But if tomorrow looks good, this is something you could enter, because look at the moving average. That also looks good. And let's say you entered here, you're still looking at about 14% profit. See that? So you could wait and see what happens tomorrow. If it's still bullish, if it's still moving up, if it's still bullish, you could enter and look for about 8 to 10% profit. And you could put your target at 345, right there, 345. But your stop loss should be below this support line, like 265, something like that. So your stop loss would be 265, but your profit taking will be about 346, 345, yeah, or 346, something like that, yeah. Okay, so that does this make sense? So
yes,
this is like,
thank you.
You're being like the lion, looking for the right opportunity, and looking for that and only going after that one. So moving average looks good. See, here are several places where there is support. Now, see, the probability is high that it could continue going higher. That's the probability. But can it turn down? Yes, it can. You cannot, expect anything. It can turn down, but the probability is higher that it will keep going up. Now, of course, but why did it go down here? Now, we do know that it found support here. And we know that this month has been a very difficult month. And look at this stock has been really weird, sideways for so long, right? And many months, and it just broke out of that. And then the all-time high, it's being tested. And then what you have to do is, see, Savita, if this is on your list, every week, like Friday night and Saturday, every week, go through this and see, look at the moving average and see what happened during that week. Did it break out of it? Or where is it? Like that. You just keep watching it. And if it breaks out, look for a retrace and a bounce back up. And you can enter at the bounce. But then when you enter at the bounce above the all-time high, it is difficult to know where it will find resistance. Often it is at the whole numbers like 400, something like that. It often is somewhere around that. Okay, 375. So, maybe 380. 400, 390, something like that. These are the places where it could find resistance. Okay. Good. Any other questions on this one? Okay. Tata Power, that's already on my list. So if you want, I can look at Sachin. Do you want me to look at? Yeah, I can look at Tata Power. And, but I've already drawn the lines for that. I think I already looked at it once. See, it's on my red list, my red hot list. See, so Tata Power, again, what we have is the 20-day moving average is above the 60. And so I think I mentioned to you, I entered this trade. And so here is the levels of support right here. See this? You can see that this stock came down, it found support, went back up, found resistance, went back down. See, again, this is a place of support. So it went back up, down again, support right here, went back up, down again. Okay. So what I'm looking for is this. I think I entered somewhere around here at the bottom of this green candle. So I'm looking for a possibility of about 7 or 8% profit right here. That's what I'm looking for. Okay.
First, Alexi, I bought this at 244 and I'm down 10%. I think I bought
Okay.
it last month. Nearly
Yeah.
everything is down. What I
Yeah.
bought.
244. See, you got in right here. Look at this. You got in right here as soon as, you know, where it was already close to this resistance. See, this is, you probably got in right here, 244, because you saw the move up, right? But it was already at this resistance. See, this is where the benefit of drawing the support and resistance lines. Because then you're not trading in the dark. You know, it's like you have a clear view of what are the probabilities. So let's say that, you know, this does continue going higher. By the way, my stop loss is at around 205 below here. So if it does go higher, I'll make about, you know, 7 or 8% on this, and then I'll exit. But after I exit, if I notice that it continues higher, then I'll watch it and see if it retraces and it goes back up. Okay, look at this. It broke out above this resistance, it retraced, and then it just kept going down. So I would want it to retrace, and I would look for a confirmation by a bounce going back up. If it does that, then I will enter it again. Okay, Tata Power. Anybody, any questions? Sachin, are you using this? Are you on this trade?
Yes, I am in this and I bought it for 231 and I am in minus for 50, 57 or some 40, 48 something.
Right, 231. Oh, yeah. See, so you got in somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably got in seeing this green candle.
Yes.
Yes. See, you saw this green candle and you entered. You said, wow, this is looking good. So you entered. But when you draw the support resistance lines, right, and you'll notice that, okay, so there is a support here. All right, so it went down, it went up this resistance, and I would wait for a retracement. Okay, here's a retracement. But at the retracement, it just kept going back down. And that's why you've been going sideways. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So should I wait on this?
You could wait and see what happens if it breaks through this. See, but most definitely what you want to do is before you take any more trades, you know, get on TradingView, okay? Take TradingView and then put all of your stocks on the watch list there. And then enter the moving averages and then begin drawing your support and resistance lines one by one. Yeah. What you could do is first, let's say you have about 30 or 40 on your watch list, okay? First, instead of trying to draw all the support and resistance lines, that would be a lot of work. So what you want to do is first, just select the ones where the 20-day moving average is above the 60-day. Only those you draw the support and resistance lines. Okay, and the rest of them, wait until they go above where the 20 goes above the 60, wait until then before you draw the support and resistance. Unless you have a lot of extra time, you could sit there and go through that. So the time you spend on these charts are very powerful, very important. Okay, good. What time is it? All right, it's already 8 o'clock. Our time is up. Anyone else have questions you would like to ask? My electricity has gone out, so I'm in the dark, but no problem. So I shared my link for TradingView. Please go ahead and use that, and then go ahead and start to what I would do is first set up the moving averages, the 60 and the 20-day, whatever colors you want to use. I usually use the red and blue. So set that up. And then only the ones that you have the 20 days above the 60, only those you can go ahead and start drawing the support resistance. And once you have all of those drawn, it becomes like a great resource for you of all the ones that you have on your list. So if you look at my list right there, see, all of these, every single one of them, I've already gone through and I've drawn the lines of support and resistance on all of them. So I know where it's going. I know what I'm looking for. Like here it is, SJVN. This is something that's on my green list. So the support resistance is already drawn there. Look at that. So I know what I'm looking for. So here I'm looking to see if this will be a resistance here. If it's not a resistance and it pushes above, then I would also want to see the moving averages looking in the direction that I want. So that's the benefit of having all of these drawn out for yourself. All right, good. Any final questions? We'll stop here then, if not. Okay, great. God bless you. Have a great evening. John Robinson, is it Sachin? Is that did you
Yes.
connect on? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get you connected and go ahead and open your your trading account, and then you can also save this Trading View charts link that I've given there as well. Great, thank you. Have a great evening and God bless you all.
Thank you,
Okay.
Pastor.
Thank you,
So much.
Pastor. Thank you.
Bye now.